Roundup Game Day Power Players, sponsored by Sparklight, a stronger connection.
He's like a Boise Bronco. Like, he is a classic Boise offensive lineman. A dirt dog, that's a sign of affection. Like, he just works extremely hard and is extremely passionate about playing with great fundamentals and doing all the little things like communicating the calls and doing a good job with his eyes in the pre-snap. All those little things add up to make him a special player.
So many of the offensive struggles that happened last week at UCF can be attributed to a single moment. The turning point in the game, when right guard Jake Stetz left the game with an injury.
When Stetzy went down, it was a little bit difficult to handle the personnel they had inside.
Prior to his departure, Boise State ran 27 plays on offense. They gained 165 yards and found the end zone on 2 of their 3 offensive possessions. He then went to the sideline to take a seat, and so did the Broncos' production.
Our whole goal of fall camp was to develop quality depth. We'll never use that as an excuse or an out. Like, we have to play better.
Once upon a time, like 2 weeks ago, it appeared as if the Broncos were returning 4 of 5 starters across the offensive line. For most of the UCF game, though, left tackle John Ojukwu was the lone guy lining up in the same position he played last fall. Backups Will Farah and Dante Harrington were filling in at right guard and center respectively. Garrett Curran, who started last season at left guard, moved over to the right side to line up next to Ben Dooley, who was making his first ever start at tackle.
How many times have you practiced with that front before?
I don't know if we've ever practiced specifically with that 5 in that position.
Doesn't matter where you're playing or who you're playing next to, you got to get the job done.
Over the final 10 offensive possessions, Boise State only gained 113 yards on 37 plays, and they were limited to 10 points on 2 scoring drives. This week at practice, the Broncos appeared to be testing out yet another new lineup. Curran returned to his traditional spot on the left side, with Farah sliding over to right guard. Beyond that, the status of both Jake Stetz and starting center Kekani Okoho-Holomilia Gonzalez are in question. But at least the Broncos feel like they have time to figure out yet another backup plan prior to kickoff tonight.
We got to be able to respond, we got to have answers, and we got to be able to adjust.
When you have a whole week to kind of evaluate who's available, who's unavailable, who's injured, then you can kind of move some pieces around and be a little bit more strategic with who's playing and getting guys rep and getting them comfortable.